All right, viewers, we are going to look at how to determine the resultant of two forces at right angle, or two forces acting at right angle. And so the question is, if two forces are acting at a right angle to each other, one of the forces is 4 Newton and the other is 3 Newton. We're asked to determine the resultant of the two forces, or these two forces. So in this question, it's a solution. So in this question, because these forces are acting at right angles, and one is said to be 4 Newton and the other 3 Newton. So let's have a diagrammatical representation of the forces. So we have this and this. This is what? Right angle, which is 90 degrees. And so we can have, this can be the resultant. Let's call this the resultant. Okay? And so one of the forces is 4 Newton. We can have 4 Newton here. And then the other is 3 Newton. We can have 3 Newton here. So the angle here is 90 degrees. So we can find this is the resultant we are asked to determine for these two forces. So let's call from here to here, let's call it A. Let's call it A. And from here to here, let's call it, okay, let me put the A, okay. Let's call it, let's say small letter A and then small letter B for this. So let me do it this way. You can say this is B and it's 3 Newton. And this is A and it is 4 Newton. Okay, so from Pythagoras theorem, we can have it that this R, the resultant R square, will be equal to A, this side, A square, plus the square of this other side, which is B. And so since we are since we are asked to determine the resultant, we can now say that R square, if we find the square root, okay, let's say find the square root of both sides. So find the square root of both sides. So the essence of determining the square root of both sides is to ensure that this R, which is the resultant, stands alone. So we simply do this. R squared equal to square root of A squared plus B squared. So this will take it out, and so that R will be equal to square root of A squared plus B squared. So this will be equal to, what is our A squared? Our A squared is 4 squared. And what is our B squared? Our B squared is 3 squared. So we put it here. This has the square root sign. So this will be equal to square root of 4 is 16 plus square root of 3 is 9. So this will be equal to square root of 16 plus 9 is 25, and square root of 25 is what? 5. And so since we are dealing with forces, we add Newton to it. So what this implies is that the resultant of this force and this force at right angle, that is at 90 degree, is 5 Newton. Thank you.